believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought.
I can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May. This is 2022. Communities like Sandtown, all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? Is it the same?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, you know, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to register?
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve it now. It's got next. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover, entered the winning for the long haul. Baby! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I hope that you are doing well. Hope you enjoyed yourself yesterday. Hope you saw your family. Cut this, want any distractions today. Did you enjoy your family yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Did you stay in the house? Or did you go blend with the peoples? I put up a post today that birds of a feather flock together. Take from it what you want. I hope you were around good birds yesterday. I hope you were around your birds. You know, there were so many thoughts that people had, especially in our community. I saw one meme that said that people claim that they are Native American, Black Indians, what have you, yet they celebrating the colonizers' holiday. I understand that sentiment. I just don't know how much of my energy I want to put on something I have no control over. I have control over me. Will I miss an opportunity to see family for the sake of a meme? No, I'm going to see my family. Life's too short. We done lost too many people. And you can call it whatever you want. Call it fall harvest. But we're going to see the family. Because seeing family, for many of us, is food to the soul. So, be radical, be pro-Black, I get it. But see your family. You don't have to say happy Thanksgiving. You don't have to engage in any of those philosophical discussions. You can just enjoy family. I was blessed yesterday just to see my brother. Lost a sister and a brother this year, so Andre and I hung out, got a chance to be around my nieces, great nieces and nephews. And nothing is more rewarding than that. As I move up the ladder, I'm now reminded that, when we were kids, we used to look up to the elders. Now we the elders. So carry it right. I'm sure there were some people in your family you didn't all that care for. You had to see them for the holidays, family reunions, cookouts, what have you. But they weren't really your people. But enjoy whomever. Life's too short. Good morning, Quandra Gaines. And so on that note, a special thank you to our Black USA family. We have hosts in New York, Baltimore, Atlanta seems to be on pause. Also Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and Oakland, California. And if you like a show, then we will find a way to get you on air if you got the right stuff. Because we're not just putting any old thing on there. We want some quality. Quandra, for instance, covers gardening, but she's also a political pundit, very active in elections. And so we are glad to have Quandra. And we're picking up new shows all the time. We just picked up a show in Brooklyn, New York. A lady with a wonderful story. So stay tuned. Tashmia, do check out Tashmia Gathers. She's on every Saturday at 10:15. She's from New York City. Tashmia's show is The Blackout, and she loves talking about business. She loves talking about talking with leaders who are doing things. Oh, I appreciate you back, Quandra Gaines. Some people may have thought we weren't going to come on the air today, but that was not going to happen. And on that note, special thank you to Dr. Tyrone Taborn with the Metaverse for all that he's done to keep this network alive and kicking. STEM City USA, that's the Metaverse. So yes, there are Black people in the Metaverse. I've been watching this television series, which is always a good thing for me. Take time out. And this particular one, I tend to like sci-fi movies. I'm big on sci-fi movies. See the futuristic movies, see what people are thinking about the future. And invariably, we got it. If we're going to have life on other planets, then with all due respect, white people can't be in charge of the media. Because y'all just tell one-sided stories, and I'm just not going to hear that. We've gone through all of this to move to another planet, and we still got to watch Fox? No, no, at all. It's like Fox News with the squeegee kids. They don't see the addicts that don't match the majority demographic of East and West Baltimore that are burning down our neighborhood, stealing everything out the dollar store. Nobody sees that, but everybody sees the squeegee kids, including Black people. And then we fall into it like it's the norm. And that's kind of what happened with these holidays. Kwanzaa made a big splash. And there are those of us who, we go to the Kwanzaa gatherings every year. But this is America. And much of America is a lie. What are we celebrating? I think for the most part, Black people celebrating family. I do not think any Black people are celebrating the slaughter of another people. That's not how we get down. And if you get my book, I Am Black Wall Street, you'll read some stories about the Black Indians, because that is a part of our story. The Black Indians who came out of Florida, and they were the first group of Blacks in Oklahoma, 1843. So maybe we should take this time and brush up on some history. Remember who we are. I was thinking to myself, who are the real heroes in our community? And for me, the salt of the earth are our teachers. I want to take a moment and thank all of the teachers who do what no one else does. Teachers who do things that parents don't do. They spend time with our children. So big ups to the real teachers. Big up to the white teachers who teach Black history in a respectful manner. I had a white professor up at Coppin, Bob Cataliotti. I learned more from Cataliotti on Black history and jazz than most of my Black teachers. He's really into Black culture. Wink, wink. But Cataliotti taught us a lot regularly, and it was his lifestyle. He didn't just listen to jazz while we were in class. He really listened to jazz. Not everybody can appreciate jazz, but that was one thing Cataliotti pushed on us. He also pushed on me in particular. What I got from Cataliotti up at Coppin was Toni Morrison. We got deep into Toni Morrison. We got deep into Song of Solomon. That was the book we read in his class. And he was so insightful. He provided insight as to where the story was going, what Toni Morrison was thinking. Maybe you make it your business to read some of our Black authors as we have time to pause and breathe as we go through this 2022 holiday season. May not want to call it the holidays, call it the fall gathering. Going into winter solace. Brother Charlie Duggar often talks about it, the equinox, the changing of the seasons. I was looking at the trees. I noticed that in many cases, the trees are gone. The leaves, I mean. Past few weeks, I've been deeply appreciating the various colors, the greens, the red, the yellows, the oranges. The leaves are just, I've never paid attention to the leaves like this before, but now they're mostly gone. So we're going to see some bare trees for 90 days or so until the next come back around. Yes, LA Radio now. Yes, teachers. Yes. Matter of fact, LA Radio, Mr. Williams was my 5th grade teacher that put me on the radio. We were doing the morning announcements. The morning announcements. And that was the 5th grade. So I was 10 years old. I'm 57. That's 47 years of broadcasting. That's what I love to do. I hope you do what you love to do. That's a question that came to me overnight. How many of us are living on purpose? How many of us are living our purpose? Are you living your purpose? Are you doing what you dreamt about as a child? Are you following your passion? My god brother's a preacher, Bishop Elliott. He preached a sermon once. He said, your passion will lead you, it was the 3P sermon. Your passion will lead you to your purpose, and your purpose will lead you to peace. Passion, purpose, peace. I love media. I don't know if, I think media called me and had everything to do with my Aunt Idella, who made me stand up and read in Sunday school. And I didn't realize she was giving me practice for public speaking. Just takes practice. But media, I love media. I love us telling our own story. We don't need anybody else to tell us the story. We can decipher, we can use context clues, we can understand. I was watching the news and I saw this appeal, if you will, on mainstream television for Ukraine. With all due respect, I respect those people's struggle, but I'm personally more interested because I'm a black man, Ukraine is not at the top of my list. Something interesting is happening in Ukraine where 40 to 50 billion dollars at a time is going over there, and I'm seeing a need for 40 to 50 billion dollars worth of infrastructure, rec centers, schools in my own country. Ukraine is not up here for me. With all due respect to those people's struggles, I'm a black man, so I'm particularly more interested in what's happening in Kenya right now. I don't understand how you can have starvation. You have starvation because somebody's being greedy. Somebody's being greedy. Why do we have starvation in 2022? There's a drought, feed the people. They need water, give them water. I'm interested in Southern Africa. I'm interested in West Africa, but we don't get that kind of news in America. So when you're black, you got to do a little extra work to go find out what your people are doing, how they are doing. I remember the movie, some of you might be able to relate. I remember when the movie came out about Idi Amin. I learned at an early age, don't let anybody, especially America, tell you who your brother is and who your brother is not. Before the movie even came to America, it was all, there were already a storyline that was put out there. Oh, Idi Amin was a cannibal. Man wasn't a cannibal. No matter what they paint in the picture. What you come to realize as a black man in America is that the world, the Western world, the non-black world did not like Idi Amin because he was strong and unapologetic. Long before I wrote this book, Idi Amin was unapologetically black, and he wasn't explaining anything to anybody. Get down or lay down. And if you weren't indigenous to his land, he said, you gotta go. Bye. Should have just left, because when they didn't leave, he started popping caps. I look at Africa. I look at how Africa has been carved up by European powers, the French, the Germans, the Portuguese, the British. Everybody who was, remember Rat Patrol? We didn't realize as kids that Rat Patrol was some Europeans trying to do the transatlantic slave trade kind of sort of in Africa. So we got snatched. But then what about the people who stayed in Africa and got maimed, robbed, raped, and killed in their own country? That's got to be even worse. You're in Nigeria with 200 million Africans, 200 million Nigerians, but the British have divided and conquered you. What's more problematic and troublesome to me is that by the time our Nigerian brothers do come to America, they've already got an impression of us. And sadly, we already have an impression of them. And both of them quite often are false. Stop letting the media tell you who your brothers are and who they are not. Haiti. You will never hear anything positive about Haiti in your lifetime. Do you know why? I can tell you why. You will not hear anything positive about Haiti in your lifetime because Haiti represents the strongest black people in the Western Hemisphere. The Haitians. We salute you. Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines put the mash on Napoleon. Mashed him. Coming over in here, want to enslave somebody. Do your own damn work. Pick your own damn corn. People come to America for religious freedom, but you oppressing somebody else. You think God gonna bless that? God don't like ugly and care less for beauty. That goes for individuals, it goes for families, it goes for communities, cities, countries. Karma is karma. Treat people like you want to be treated. And if you worried about black people clapping back, all of the disrespect, wrong, violence, etc. Why don't you stop treating black people badly? Now that's for the outside. For the inside, black people, we got to start treating each other better. 50% of the murder victims in America are black. What in the hell are you doing? How in the hell we 15% of the population, 50% of the murders? We are hating each other that much? Really? Over what? A girl? Go find another girl. Or over some money? Let them have it. Go make some money elsewhere. What's all this self-hate? We gotta. What's this disconnect between Generation Z and Generation X? What's all of this foolishness? I'm gonna tell you what it comes from. Too much damn television. We done let too many people tell us who we are and what we are, and then we want to live it out. Like our young people looking at hip hop videos, looking at fantasy. For the most part, it's fantasy. If all you do is party all day, then your house is dirty and you ain't making no money, and because all you do is party all day. That's not realistic. We need to be pushing a message of studying on our young people, because our young people are the ones we're really trying to reach right now. Frederick Douglass said it best: it's easy to build strong people than repair broken adults. And that's what we have in Black America and white America too. Don't get me wrong. White America need a lot of therapy. If black people are the only ones that get the therapy and white people don't get no therapy, then we right back where we started. So everybody needs some damn therapy. Let me be president, it'll be mandatory. Some people want to put 2 years mandatory service. I want to put 2 years mandatory therapy. Are you carrying on the ignorant notions of your grandparents? It's time to change. Young people not going for a lot of this racial discrimination. They're kicking it to the curb. I mean, white girls like black men. I mean, black men like white girls, and vice versa. To me, sisters digging the white boys and the white boys digging the sisters. How long is this racism thing gonna keep going? Because sooner or later, all of the races are gonna have black grandchildren. And then what? You'll kill your grandchildren? Ego quandra. I know we better put some love on it, Mr. Hunter Blue. We better put some love on it. We better put some grace on it. We better put some mercy on it. And with all due respect to the people that don't want to acknowledge God, as for me and my house, we acknowledge in the good Lord, because God been good to us. Now, I was thinking about all that black people have gone through in this country. Jim Crow, racial discrimination, lynchings, only to get to 2022 and I see a black man standing on a corner for 8 hours. You think about all that our ancestors went through. You think they went through all of that for us to be bums? Do you think our ancestors went through all of that for us to be slothful, sluggish, undisciplined, unemployed, undereducated? You think our ancestors learned how to read by candlelight when to do so was punishable by death? You think they went through all of this for somebody to make an excuse? Oh, not everybody's made for college. Well, what else are you doing? Because I just see you sitting on the corner smoking weed for 8 or 9 hours, and you telling me you can't read. How long are we going to keep dumbing down our excellence for the sake of not telling somebody the truth? Your ass is illiterate. You can't read. You can't write your name. And why do we have to go to jail to finally be able to sit down and learn something? I got my GED in jail. Really? You really couldn't sit your ass still in that classroom. You really had to run. You really couldn't show up for school. You really couldn't invest in your future after your ancestors and bled, got shot, lynched, beaten. And we got every excuse in the world. And then we want to celebrate athletes. I don't care nothing about an athlete if you're a dummy. We need scholar athletes. I don't want to hear about no athletes. I don't care about your child playing back. I don't care how many points your child scored. Does your child know about Kurt Flood? Yes, teach your child some damn history. You sports. In Baltimore, we got a lot of people came through here. Came through these wrecks, and we got one new wreck finally in Cherry Hill. Big ups to Carmelo Anthony. What I'm getting to, we had a lot of athletes come back here. Where's the give back? Where's the philanthropy? Not a damn basketball game. Is that all we know is a basketball game? Really? That's the only way we can get together is over a damn ball game. My ancestors were more cerebral than that, and so were yours. I love basketball, but basketball ain't changing nothing in America. Yeah, it changes something for the few people that make it to the NBA, but the vast majority, what are you going to do with your celebrity? You're going to give back? You're going to rebuild your community? What happened? Here's the question for the dope man. What happens after you sell all the dope and you screw all of the women, you make all of the money? Now what? You going to rebuild your community? You going to put people into treatment, or you just going to sell dope because that's the narcissistic asshole that you are? Inquiring minds want to know. Thank God that I got grandchildren to even see William Hunter Blue. There's a lack of realism. Read this again. There's a lack of realism. Yeah, it is. It is. A lack of realism. A lot of story that people tell themselves. They don't know what is really going on. Living in fantasy. Our young people want to be rappers. And I love rappers, Kendrick Lamar. But if you're going to give me a rapper, give me an articulate rapper. Give me a Kendrick Lamar. Don't give me somebody saying the same thing, sell all the dope, screw all of the people, make all the money, and then what? What about your neighborhood? What about your community? What are we going to do about that? Are we going to make our community better? Are we going to get involved with these young people, get some tutoring going on? And you don't have to mentor 30, 40, 50 kids. You might mentor one person. I'm sure that one young person will appreciate if somebody took the time to listen to them and spend time with them. We got to engage these young people. You can't call the police on the squeegee kids and you call yourself some type of black man. Black man, you cannot call the police on the squeegee kids. You need to get out your car and take them to lunch. We pay tax everywhere else. We don't want to pay the squeegee kid tax. It's a tax. I'm gonna give them $1. And if I ain't got it, I'm gonna say, I will be back. I wish Fox reported the redlining like they report on the squeegee kids. You know, the redlining, that's still in effect in Baltimore, the redlining. Why does car insurance cost more in 21217 than it does out in White Marsh? Is there a difference? Because I think we drive pretty well. We don't have a lot of accidents. Why is it redlining? Because we black. Your excuse is we have a lot of accidents. No different than damn White Marsh. Ain't no damn difference. Don't tell me it's because we got drugs here, because people from White Marsh come here to buy drugs. No difference. Just something to make you say, be nice to somebody. I'm going to take a pause, get on up out of here. I did want to say hello today. Do check out our 20th anniversary coming up, 20th anniversary event, Black Press Matters. We have a really nice lineup of people for the 20th. This is very nice. Billy Murphy, the judge, is going to be there. Catalina Bird's going to be there. Nicole Kirby's going to be there. Oh, it's going to be special. The Dear Black Girl art exhibit is in the backdrop and featuring the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards. So I hope that you have been peaceful. Don't overdo it on the food. Donnie, don't overdo it on the food. I took a piece. I asked for a piece. Oh, Quest. I'm glad you said something, Quest. I'm glad you said something, Quest. Quest, you must have known that I was slipping, because you're gonna come on in, check your email, Quest. You're gonna run the last half of the show. I did forget, Quest. I did. Y'all be patient with me. Get the typo, but the link is working, Quest. He said, come on in. I'm glad you said something. I was falling off there. Oh, we ain't done just yet, Carl. I forgot. I got some work to do. Got my therapist about to chime in. Y'all need some therapy? Quest gonna give you some therapy. I'm gonna sit back and drink some coffee. Last week we were talking about mothers babying their sons. Your son is not your boyfriend. And what happens when that son goes on to have a relationship of his own? We were talking about sons who don't have their fathers in their lives. And on that note, big ups to my son and my daughter. Big ups to you. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you and I'm grateful for you. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Check your email, Quest. There we go. Yes, we are. I did get sidetracked. I'm glad you're there. You ready to check your email, Quest? You ready to take over?
Hey, it's all good. You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. What's good? What's good?
You the man. Take it over.
Hey, I was like, man, he forgot about me today. I was like, man, okay, yeah.
Don't beat me up, Quest. I done seen you in person. I know you about the size of one of them damn Baltimore Ravens I was hanging out with today. Hanging out with Neil McClain. Man, I would not want to be running that to get away from that cat, but I'm going to get away, though.
Exactly.
Big and fast. Oh, my God. What's the word today, Quest?
Here's the deal. So I ran across something yesterday. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, right? Today is my birthday, so I'm blessed to be here, right? For all that I have gone through. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
You know, for all that I've gone through, I'm just blessed to be here. And but I ran across something yesterday. A mother and daughter and son. It was a hot mess, man. Daughter cussed out the moms, no respect, call her the B word, right? And I'm like, listen, thank you. I'm like, listen, me and my mother had our, ups and downs, but I never called out her name. No, especially would never call her the B word, right? For somebody to actually call the mother the B word is totally disrespect, right? Totally disrespect. And I wanted to life coach this individual, but I mean, in the same token, she needs therapy, right? I always be like, you know what? Once you get therapy first, and then just come holler at your boy afterwards, right? And that way, I can see where you at, and then we can go ahead and start you from the core, and then just build you up, right? So, but the thing is, it was a hot mess. I did have a chance to speak to her. And she really just broke it down to me and said why she's so upset with her mother. Thanks again for the birthday wishes. Listen, I said it before. If you got a problem with your mother, right, go talk to your moms. Pull her to the side and discuss the issue, right? Don't embarrass her. Put it in front of everybody, wait till she get in front of the family and then say what she has to say, because it's just ridiculous, right? And that's what happened to the individual. She didn't care. She just was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and that's it, right? And she said it, but at the end of the day, she was hurt. She was hurt by the, what she had said, and she just said that as a kid, she just really felt like her mom didn't show her love because she had a brother that she felt was getting more loved. And I said, well, that's not even true, man. That's not even true. Again, when the dad is not in the picture, mom is doing everything. Mom is in survival mode, and she didn't understand that. Even her being a parent, and she's a single parent, and she's going through the same thing her mother went through, raising a kid by herself. So she's in survival mode, right? So when you're in survival mode, man, listen, you will have an attitude for everything, right? Everything, especially if you ain't getting paid or your paycheck is late, you're going to have an attitude for everything. But the whole core of the story is that you should never disrespect your mom at all. If you got something to say to her, say it in privately, and get everything straight. And don't, I mean, it was just ridiculous, man. It made me feel some kind of way.
Where was the dad?
The dad is not even in the picture.
Isn't that the problem?
Yeah.
We talked about this last week, and some people caught some feelings when you said about some mothers treating sons like that's their boyfriend, their husband, their man.
I get that all the time, right? I get that all the time. But then once I break it down to them, they clearly see what I'm talking about. They clearly see what I'm talking about. But jealousy is real. Jealousy is real when you have a grown daughter, and you guys are always battling, with each other. And I'm like, I said, why are you battling with each other?
Is the mother competing with the daughter?
Some moms are, but here's a daughter who's always competing with her mother because her mom looks good, right? Moms look good. Mom had her when she was young. So they're like 15 years apart. So at this age, they both can date the same guy. I'm just saying, right? But the daughter is highly jealous. And I'm like, man, listen, you shouldn't be that jealous, man. It's envy.
Does the daughter have children?
Yes.
Shouldn't the daughter be more focused on the children than a mother?
That's what I told her. I said, you should be more focused on your own kids than your mom, right? Again, but you always thinking that your mom is doing more for somebody else than you. But you're a grown ass adult.
That's your mother's business. She can do what she wants.
That's what I said.
If your mother, can I say something, Quest?
Sure.
If your mother didn't throw you in a dumpster, shut up and be grateful.
Yeah.
End the story, period.
Yeah.
Because she could have thrown you in a dumpster. Your father could have threw you in a dumpster.
Dad was never there for her. That's the whole point. Dad wasn't there for her.
There's some trauma there. If dad is never there, there's some trauma. And it could be in her DNA.
No, I told her that. I said it's already in your DNA, right? And this is what I always talk about.
The apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, but again, but the mom had issues as well. But I've already life coached the mother, right? So mom understood everything that she went through, right? So, now mom's at a certain level that she's like, you know what? I understand everything that I didn't do right as a parent.
And that's where with grandparents, you get to spend that time with your grandchildren. You ever know exactly. Grandma had suave that moms didn't have. Grandpa had suave and finesse that your father didn't have because that's the wisdom.
That's it. But yeah, it was just one of them things, man. I just cannot believe that you would cuss your mom out like that. Called her a B a couple times in front of her kids. And so hear me out. In front of her kids.
They're normalizing
exactly messed up behavior, right?
Because you never saw your father cuss your mother out. Your grandmother out.
Never.
And you knew if you did, you end up with a broken neck.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And if your father heard about it, you might as well just go into the undertaker and say, I need to lay down.
Yep. Hey, I ain't never come out my mouth and call my mom a B or my sister. I don't care how mad I got. I don't listen. Never. And for her to even reach that level of
It wasn't her first time.
No, right. You're right. She's comfortable saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's comfortable
It ain't
saying
just
this.
happened yesterday.
Yeah, I know. And she'll cuss her mom out, her son out, even the kid. That's why I say everybody was broken, right? Everybody was broken. This is the same thing I always say. If your mom and dad is broken and they have you, you're going to be broken as a young toddler, right?
Now we can break intergenerational, multi-generational curses.
And we can. And this is what I always stress, right? And so as a toddler, they grow up as a young individual, right? So they broken, right? And then that toddler is a young man there. Now he's looking for a female friend, right? Most likely, she's going to be broken. Whoever he's looking for is going to be broken because that's the vibration that he's giving off. When you're broken, you're giving off that type of vibration, right? If you're positive, you're giving off positive vibration. So remember that, right? Remember that. You are what you give off, So, for me, I'm always staying positive, and I went through a type an area in my life when I was negative about certain things because I was broken, right? I was broken. And a lot of men don't admit this. A lot of men do not admit this, right? So this is what I was telling, the individual. It's okay to actually admit that you're broken, that you're hurt to your mom or whoever. So you actually talk about it because a lot of kids don't talk about that growing up, being broken. And those kids become young adults and then to, adulthood. And it just don't happen like that. So I always tell people, you know what? No, find somebody that you can actually trust, right? And here's another thing. When that young man has a female friend and we're involved, right? A man and a woman involved. If I'm telling you things about my personal life, I trust you. I understand that you're going to give me the best directions and everything. So if you ever get upset with me, don't throw it back in my face because a lot of females do this, right? Not all, but a lot of females do this when they get upset is they throw everything back in the man's face. And then he be like, see, that's why I want to tell you because now I feel stupid, right? Because you're throwing everything back in my face. So ladies, please don't throw things back in the guy's face if he's expressing it to you because a lot of guys are not expressive. Be like, nah, I ain't gonna say anything. I'll just keep it to myself. That ain't the way to go, right? That ain't the way to go. But as a kid, as a broken kid, we're trained to actually hold it in, right? So with that being said, no, let it out.
How are we trained as males to hold it in?
Because if we try to express it, mom would be like, I don't want to talk about it, right? If she's broken and she's going through a lot of drama, she don't want to talk about it. You sound like your dad. I don't want to talk about it, right?
You act just like your father.
Right. You act just like your dad. Take your ass in the room. You know what? Matter of fact, your ass is punished. And next thing you know, that kid's in the room for a week, right? Broken, hurt, right? Now he's upset. So he got to take that anger out on somebody. And that's what happens. So don't do that. Let a kid express themselves. So as he grows into a young adult, he's free to express himself. Because if he don't, it's going to be issues. He will act out in school, everywhere with you. He might even call you a B, right? Again, he will act out.
You got a question, Quest.
Let's see.
So when is the good sex not worth it?
When is the good? That's the question?
That's my question. She bad. She
right.
gorgeous.
Right.
She might be the finest thing you ever had.
Right.
But you notice she's got some strange requirements.
Of course.
She's
Of
a
course.
tad more demanding than the average woman.
And guess what? And
No way. Or she might come from a family
right?
with no men in it.
Yeah. And it happens all the time.
Woo!
Right? It happens all the time. And guess what we do?
Or the men are the one or two men who are there, they like sucker ducks.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Mr. Softy.
The guys who are there is going to have feminine traits, or like you just said, softies, right? So
henpeck. That's what the old heads used to say.
Yeah. So again, a lot of guys come across ladies like that. We see a nice lady, and sex comes up. We would actually have sex with a female who have so many red flags, right? And we'll just block them out. Same with a female. A female see a guy that have so many red flags, but she'll still try to get what he needs, what she needs, right? And then put those red flags aside, And again, ladies and gentlemen, listen, when you meet people up front, hey, and they give you red flags vibes, it's for reasons, right? Those are your red flags indicators, right? So address them up front, because that way you don't got to deal with nobody with no red flags. You just address them up front and be like, yo, listen, I'm not going to deal with that, because that's how I am. I just address it up front. No, I'm not going to deal with that, because at a certain age, you just don't want that in your life. You want to be at peace, right? And to be at peace, like I always say, you got to forgive those who hurt you, right? You got to forgive those who hurt you, and then that'll bring you peace and comfort, right? And then, healing comes, right? Because a lot of people out here are not healed, right? So again,
are you saying a rape victim has to forgive the rapist?
We got to forgive. We got to. I know. It hurts so bad.
You saying the family of a murder victim has to forgive the murderer?
They should. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, because the thing is that's something that's is hard to swallow, because I had clients like that. And I just said, man, listen, you just really got to just try to forgive him, right? I know it's hard, because they put these walls up, and these walls become triggers, right? So it's just forgiveness is everything. Breaking generational curses is generational curse. That is it's hard to break. It's hard to break. Matter of fact, I spoke to the young man last night, and I told him the same thing. Listen, you see how your mom act? Don't act like her, right? She's acting. It's all an act, right? It's all an act. She wants to be seen. She wants to be heard. This is why people talk loud, because they want to be heard, right? Again, you don't stoop to her level. And I told him, man, listen, you be the one that actually break the chains and stuff, right? Because
you're saying that the children have to coach the parents through healing.
Listen, it sounds weird to say, but it's
whoa.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
Because the parent has had it in their face so long
that they become immune to it.
And it's normalized.
It's normal. It's normal for them. It's in their DNA, right? Period. This is another thing I told him last night. I said, man, listen. If your mom is dating 5 guys, if your mom is dating 5 guys, having sex with 5 guys, right? Let's just say that. And I said, listen, you know what happens with that? 5 guys. She had 5 DNAs. 5 DNA.
5 sets of spirits. 5
sets.
Not 5 spirits. Because you have sex with her, you had sex with everybody in her.
But hear me out. 5 guys, right? In a week. I know. Trifling. Right? No respect, right? But again, all those guys' DNA. All those guys' DNA is in her, right? It's in her. And guess what? It stays in for 7 days. So fellas, please be
Where you get
careful of
7
what
days?
you're
Where you
doing.
get 7 days from?
Hey, I speak truth. 7 ejaculation, right?
Does it ever leave?
It leaves, but it stays in the female for 7 days, right? So if she's seeing 5 guys, right?
Ooh.
Imagine that. Yeah,
Ooh.
5 guys. Daytime, evening time. Yeah, I was like, wow, man. Right.
You need a lot of vinegar and water.
More than that, bro. More than that.
Some
Right.
holy water.
There's just no respect, man. And see, that's the whole point. She's crying out for love, attention, affection. She don't have none of that. She don't have none of that. So what I had to do,
Mhm.
what I had to do was actually go in there and actually tear her down to her core.
Quest, I got a daughter, and this is something that I've always wrestled with. Chris Rock said it, that the father's job is to keep the daughter off the pole.
Yes.
How do we encourage our young Black women that they don't have to be a stripper, a rapper? They don't have to be on a pole to get attention, to make a living, that there are other ways of doing this. Where did, and I personally see society, you know, you got Kyrie and other artists out there talking about the music industry and Kanye and what the music industry pushes on us.
Yep.
Ain't nobody hold no damn gun on us.
No gun.
Ain't nobody say, you got to go out there, Mr. Rapper, and put a dress on.
Right.
Ain't nobody tell you you had to have these women or this or that. Nobody held no gun. Nobody made you.
Right.
But yet we're in this dilemma. We don't control the music. We don't control distribution. And the more ratchet and gutter the lyrics are,
The more ratchet.
when I hear Future telling young people to drink some lean, honestly, I want to whip that ass.
Yeah.
God gave you this platform.
Right.
And that's your best, son?
Exactly.
That's your best.
That's exactly.
But then Saturday Night Live would say, well, you come on and perform. What is going on?
Right.
Where did we let the children start driving a car?
Right.
You can have 100 children, but if you ain't parenting them,
And
I
that's
don't know
what,
how you gonna parent 100 children in multiple cities, son.
and
that's
that's what,
That's
yeah,
some Star Trek action there.
it is. It is. And that's what happens, man, because the dad is, when you see females and stuff, man, they go strippers and everything, man. That's because the dad's not in the picture. That female's going through so much pain, right? She's not getting attention. So all that stuff they gives her attention, right? This is what she desires, right? She desires the attention of men, wanting her, touching her, right? It's a desire, right? That's all it is, because the attention wasn't given when she was young. It wasn't. And so now it's part of her DNA as far as I seek desirement. And that's what happens. That's what happens. And then you can't even convince them off the pole, because then you get money involved, right? Money involved. Now she's saying, you know what? I can make a quick $200 if I just go sit on his lap, right? And that's it.
Okay, look, Alfred, my brother from Jamaica, agrees with you. How do we forgive ourselves? You're the expert.
First, you got to understand who you are as a person, right? Again, a lot of people don't understand who they are as a person because we've been acting a certain way since we were 3 years old. We've been acting like somebody else. So you never got a chance to actually know who you are as a person, right? From 3 to 20, you don't know who you are because you're acting like your cousin, your friend, superstar. You're taking on their persona, everything. Then you get college years, if you go to college, right? Now you influence as far as in college. Now you got girls and everything, man. And again, you're giving yourself half to everybody, right? Until you actually sit down and understand who you are as a person, what you don't want in your life, and what you're going to tolerate, man, you'd be surprised. Once you understand who you are, you ain't tolerating no nonsense at all.
Not even from yourself.
Not even from yourself. And the first thing people always do is always mess themselves up because they don't understand themselves, right? And they want to blame people, everybody else besides themselves.
Do we start punishing ourselves?
No, we don't start punishing, but we have to heal from all the brokenness, right?
Right. How? How do I do that?
How you do that? Whoever hurt you, right? Again, it starts from your mom and your dad. That's where the brokenness comes from. Your first heartbreak is your mom and your dad. People don't understand that because they put these walls up, right? They put these walls up with concrete and they block it out.
Walls up to protect us.
You don't gotta do for what? You don't gotta do that. Nah. See, once your parents make a mistake and you know that, we put walls up and say, I'll block it out. When you blocking it out, you're just putting walls up, right? And I tell people, no, I need you to tear down all your concrete walls, right? And start over. We ain't putting no walls up no more, right? This is how you heal. You take all your walls down from everybody. You don't block out anything, right? You don't block out anything. And you go right to the person and say, hey, listen, Mike, hey, man, my feelings are hurt because you told me this. And you real talk everybody. Everybody always talking about, oh, I want somebody who's real. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because everybody can't handle realness because we didn't grow up like that, right? We grew up pretending to be somebody.
A light bulb just went off.
Pretending to be somebody. No, snap out of it. So now I got to come here and dehypnotize whoever, right? Because everybody has hypnotized themselves to think a certain way. People, wake up. Wake up. It's time to dehypnotize yourself and change your mindset. You change your mindset, you'll be surprised who you are as a person, right? And your vibration is everything. Everything, right? You going through some drama, you got negative vibes coming from you. You walk outside, you're going to attract negative people. Period. Period.
Subconsciously. Tell me about the vibes, the vibrations. You're saying that every person has vibrations.
Everybody has vibrations, right?
Either positive
or negative. Ain't no in between. So you get those people, man, oh, I'm like an in between. No, dog, you're not. You're not. You're not. See, I tell people all the right, that's it. Yes or no? No. Ain't no between. No. See, when people think they got a between, that's where they stay at. And I don't need nobody in my circle in between. In my circle, nah, it's all positive vibes. That's it. If your vibe is off, I'm going to tell you immediately. Immediately.
How would you say it?
I don't like your vibes, Donnie. I don't care if you're offended, right? I'm not here to offend you. I'm giving you real talk. See, real talk is real talk, right? People say, you're rude. That's not rude. It's being real. Don't confuse rudeness with being real in reality. The reality is that you got bad vibes coming from you. And I can feel it. You know?
Kendrick Lamar, I can feel your energy from 2 planets away.
You start talking and all this nonsense. Oh man, such and such and such and such. And I'm like, well, what did you do about it? Did you confront the person? Nah. So you just sat there and let this lady bring on all this negative energy. Now you full of negative energy.
Because you didn't listen and didn't defend your spirit.
You didn't listen. You absorbed it in your spirit. Now you walking around with her negativity. Nah, that ain't how it work. That ain't how it work, dog. No. Nah. You block all that. Stop them immediately.
So if it's a lady and blah, 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 miss, I don't like your energy. I will talk to you when your energy is better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. See, people have to snap out of it, right? It's just like a barking dog. A dog will keep barking until you touch him, right? And when you touch him and make this little noise like, right? You could be 50 yards away and that dog will hear that noise and he'll stop barking. Guaranteed. As long as you touch that dog first with that same noise, right? Just like a human, same thing. All you doing is snapping their brain waves.
Association.
Yeah. Let me stop you right here because you got some negative vibes. Your drama is everything is off, and you messing my vibration up. Imagine if we went around the world and said this. People would totally understand this. Like, you know what? Yeah, I love his vibration, and that's it. So again, forgiveness is everything, man. Knock down all these walls, right? Anything that gives you a trigger, confront that trigger. Anything that gives you a trigger, confront that trigger. And resolve the issue. So ain't no walls behind it, right? So when me and you are in discussion, I'm not triggering you, right? Because then you're gonna have an attitude. Attitude is negative energy, right? And we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. So again, confront.
Hey, we got to do something for you. What is that behind you? Is that your artwork?
This is my artwork.
I need you to sell some pieces right now.
So this is my artwork. So in 2015, I had a brain injury, right? I had a brain injury. I woke up the next day, lost my mind, all my memory was gone, right? So it took me 5 years to get everything back. In that 5 years, God spoke to me and said, "You're going to paint for the world." I said, "God, you tripping because I don't even paint, right? I don't even paint." And he's like, "No, you're going to paint for the world. And it's going to be healing art." And I'm like, "God, healing art?" And he's like, "Yes, right? Healing art. That is your purpose in life." Again, people, what is your purpose in life, right? My purpose in life is to help people heal, right? Spread love through the world, right? So God was like, "You're going to paint." So at that time, I only had $8 to my name, right? $8 to my name. And God told me to go into the store and get this used canvas. And that's how you're going to start. And I said, okay. Again, I was disciplined. Listen to the Lord, right? I was disciplined. So I went into the store. Again, I had $8. I'm in my feelings, right? Because this is my last $8 to my name at the time. Because again, I was on workers' comp. Comp was paying me, half my salary, whatever. And everything he told me to do, I did it, right? I went to the store. I got the canvas. The canvas was like $7.99. All of my $8. But when I got to the countertop, the lady was like, "No, the day is half off day." So I was like, "What? Now I can get some candy, right?" And she was like, "Excuse me," but I was just talking to myself, right? Right. So I got the canvas. I come home, and the whole ride home, I'm like, "Lord, I don't even paint," right? So the Lord gave me visions. Everything I do, the Lord give me visions on all I do, right? So that's what I do. It may be 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock. I'll get up and I'll start painting. So the ones you see behind me, those are, heaven colors. These are heaven colors. So you gotta read my book.
Heaven colors, purple, blues,
white, gold. It's all like metallic. So I have a book on Amazon. It's called Remember. And I talk about that as far as that. Again, I have a book out called Remember. I talk about my accident. I do mention my artwork, and check it out. But again, this right here is all my artwork, and hey, I'm just disciplined. I listen to what the Lord is telling me. I paint it up, and I sell them. And you can reach me at Unique Art by Quest. I'm on IG, Facebook. Just inbox me. Let me know what you need, sizes and everything. Again, now these are like luxury artworks, but I do have a standard size. It starts like 500 and up. But this one behind me sells for like 7,000 and up. So, yep. And as a matter of fact, I just sold this one yesterday. So this will be going shipping away
How
soon.
does that feel, man? Making $7, $5, $6, $7 grand on your work. How does that feel, man?
Oh, it feels love, man. It feels nice.
You taught me don't compromise your prices for nobody. Matter of fact, go up.
Nobody. My son said, Dad, how you gonna sell your artwork? Your artwork is so expensive. And I said, I'm going to stand out from my artwork, right? And I'm not going to short myself on a price, ever, right? Because I believe that I'm the greatest artist. Not to be confident, but I just believe in my skills, right? So with that being said, I believe in my skills. So my skills should be compromised as far as the price, right?
Period.
I have on my art page, I have a piece that the bidding starts at $1 million. Yeah. Because I said if I ever have to sell this piece, it will start at $1 million. And that's what I did.
I won't mess up. Can we get you back next week?
Next week, I might be starting my new. I got a new schedule now, so
come back whenever you want.
We gonna find
Friday.
We gonna find a way to do it. Yeah,
whatever you need. Quest, thank you for the healing. Thank you for the message. Thank you for opening our eyes to things we want to close our eyes to. Thank you for teaching us about the process of forgiving ourselves.
Yes, and here's the deal. If anybody who's listening who needs life coaching, contact me. Touch by Quest on IG. Right? Yes, my prices are high, but I have great results. Right, and that's all that matters is that everybody.
We go into these stores and we pay exorbitant amounts of money for stuff that ain't even worth it. I was in Ethiopia,
right?
And the same Coach bags that we paying $2,000.
Yeah.
Costs about $12 to make. Who's zooming who?
And that's it. But yet, no. See, here's the deal. I had a session once. It was called Healing versus Beauty. Right? Which one would you pick? I asked 20 females. Healing. They all said healing. But guess what? Nobody booked a session. Because they picked beauty over healing, right? But now I booked them all after the fact because I was like, you guys insult my intelligence, right? You guys out here buying handbags and shoes, but yet won't invest in your own healing? Come on, man. I'm devastated with that.
Especially if they're buying them shoes that don't quite fit.
If that third toe is out or mugged up, it don't fit, ladies. It don't fit.
Well, if them shoes have a deadline.
Exactly.
After 1.5 hours, they say, take me off.
Hey, and they know.
I don't care that we at the White House. I'm coming off.
And they know. They know. But yeah, reach out to me and hey, let's get you a session because I want to know where you at. So I'm here to bring you guys healing. So reach out to me. I got you.
Good deal. Thank you for your time, Quest.
My man.
Yes, sir. Good morning, world. Have a great day, everybody.